Now let us extend our conversation to another special guest that's joining us from outside of the nation. Time to see how a global economist is viewing this situation. Waqas Adenwalra, Asia analyst at the Economist Intelligence Unit, is connected via Skype. Hello, Waqas.
Hello, thank you so much for having me at the show.
It's a pleasure to have you with us again. The South Korean boycott of Japanese goods has resulted in drastic dip in sales of Japanese cars and beer. As an economic expert in the same region, do you expect the movement to last for more than 3 months? And what do the numbers indicate?
Unfortunately, yes, I do expect the boycott will extend for a few more months, beyond 3 months actually, because the sentiments are unlikely to fade away so soon. It impacts a lot of people who feel still antagonized by Japan's actions, from the semiconductor tightening bans on exports from July, and then obviously the removal from the whitelist. And also the fact that obviously a lot of people harbor negative sentiments from the war, colonial history from Japan as well.
So Japan missed out on $300 million in revenues from falling South Korean travelers in July and August. What does this data indicate in terms of the bilateral conflict?
Obviously, it's bad in the sense that obviously people-to-people contact is going to reduce as well. The governments have in tradition not been very good allies. Obviously, they have had their disagreements, but the people-to-people contact were obviously improving through tourism. They were improving through media contacts. They were obviously improving through business contacts. If tourism falls out, obviously they'll see a fall in trade links as well. Obviously, it impacts a lot of other sectors too, such as retail. Obviously, Japan on its own is suffering from the fall in tourism numbers from South Korea. But do bear in mind that this is the Rugby World Cup season, so the impact, if it drags on beyond this, will be worse from lower South Koreans visiting. But as of now, Japan itself has been welcoming a lot of global tourists from the whole world. So it's not a big concern from Japanese perspective as such, for now at least.
Mr. Adenwalra, some Korean sectors are also affected by the trade spat. Some experts are concerned that bilateral conflict is adding to the more uncertainty in regional and world economies. Do you feel the same way?
Yes, it's not just consumer sectors, but it's also more about how those consumer sectors, especially to the technology side, are not doing well. South Korea is obviously something known as a power hub for semiconductor industry. It's not just a hits there, but it's obviously a lot of other sectors that were hit after being removed from the whitelist, because around 1,100 goods and more were impacted by Japan's decision. Japan and South Korea are one of the world's biggest economies. They're both part of G20. So obviously a trade row between these two has implications on the global supply chain. The rest of the world obviously is not seeing the impact as immediately. The rest of the world obviously does not track the protests in South Korea and Japan or the sentiment as closely. But obviously when potentially prices of smartphones will go up, they will feel the impact more closely in that sense. The technology sector beyond semiconductors too, obviously. So that's a big concern for the rest of the technology sector participants in other parts of the world too.